Yo guys, I have a story and fun fact. Did you know that one of the key people who actually influenced and even arguably started and created the Philippine Debate Union and the Asian Parliamentary debate format we're literally debating right now was a man or is a man named PJ Garcia. He was ex-ADS and I think he was one of the first, if not the first, UADC champions. Shortly after the '08 financial crisis, because of the stress of his work, he got a stroke that left him wheelchair bound for the rest of his life. Since then, PJ had to quit debate because of accessibility issues, especially since, as an old guy, he loves face to face and hates online debating, and even had to drop out from the UA&P School of Law because of similar reasons. It's for him that we create our case and dedicate this entire round for, because these people did not consent to the things that affected them, and these people are more than their disabilities and afflictions. And as a consequence, the heart of our case, consistent from Matt, Brent, and I, were all about the idea of normalization, accessibility, and giving these people something they fundamentally want, which is being able to be normal and to be inculcated in everyday kind of society. Side opposition seems to disagree with that, and four speeches in, the heart of their clash is simply only on accessibility. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we're having this debate. That's why we're having a policy in terms of prioritization of resources, and we were able to preempt and accordingly respond to that, right? The LO was talking about how it's expensive, it lacks infrastructure, and it lacks capacity. And we think that coming from our case line, we told you that that's simply why we're having this debate. In his extension, Brent mechanized four specific reasons in which we can be able to get access to that funding if you check the flow. One, he talked about getting from existing endowment funds from university alumni and donors. Number two, he talked about an organic effort to be able to raise capital through other institutions and NGOs. Three, he talked about structuring long-term but shorter interest debt in the name of DEI. And fourthly, he talked about cost cutting from other non-important stuff like a fucking vending machine or snacks in the cafeteria, etc., etc. We were quite clear in terms of the trade-off we were willing to make, and Brent and Matthew were able to iron this out. It can happen gradually, it can happen along a transition, and we were very bold to be able to bite the fact that even if this affects able students or those who are non-PWD, it's simply a trade-off we're willing to make. In the same way, the point of information and thing we raised quite early in the round was important. Why are we able to make safe spaces for our Muslim brothers and sisters and even Jews and Hindus to be able to pray and exercise their faith? For all our homies who are part of the LGBTQ movement, especially trans individuals who are quite worried and scared for their own safety and security, we've adjusted and we've created gender-neutral restrooms for these people to be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, more than just capacity, because I recognize this might be difficult, it's ultimately about being able to give these people a chance to belong. It's on-side opposition where these people are seen as non-normal and you try to create this Professor Xavier gifted place for these people, but fail to explain how that's going to perceive them as normal and help them in everyday life to be able to get a job and find a sense of belonging. We are very proud to stand on side proposition.